I tried new lighting and just a bunch of different things here. So I'm hoping this works out. I got this little thing that has like different colors, but it probably doesn't help my cause with the stream, but it's calming colors, so we'll just go with that. I'm gonna do Space Sane. I'm gonna go and start sketching this. And I have my tarot cards. I just need to calm my ass down and not do so much. Do something happy sketches today. Alright. Yeah, my friend was that I've been concerned about. He ended up Snapchatting me and telling me that he got a job and he's doing better, but he's not as talented as me. And I said, you never know what you could do till you try. So this is what I told him. But I'm going to start. I'm thinking with space, I'm always jumping into painting it. Maybe I could bring some justice back to my space paintings. Just checking on you. Oh, I'm good. I am. Thank you for checking on me. I'm okay. I get tortured by work, so I'm never in a bad place. I did tell my work today that I already called another facility and they're kind of upset. They want to know how much they were paying me. I said, I already know human resources. I worked with her for over 10 years and she's in charge of it over there and that's it. They kind of was upset, but I don't care. These people are always bothering me all the time and I just get tired of it. I truly do. They did give me they gave me an easy unit. I had some family members today that like to bother me about stupid stuff. He goes, "Oh, do you watch people die?" I said, "Yeah." I go, "What do you do in nursing? You're seeing the end stage, beginning stage, every damn stage." And I didn't say that. I said a little bit nicer. Oh, well, thank you. I look better now that I'm not so sick and I don't have infection and going septic because of my jaw. You gotta get your teeth looked at, friends. Four teeth could do that and give you all kinds of problems. Brawl. Oh, you're funny. You are hilarious. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing. But yeah, it's this family. And then this guy was flirting with me. His mother was there. And people just don't want to work in medical no more. I get it. It's whatever. My friend had to leave to go on a doctor's appointment. I had the whole entire skilled unit of rehabilitation. I was literally the only one. And he bothered me about making his mom's bed. They had people that really needed a lot of stuff. And it was too much. I couldn't take him. I was trying to do other things. I really was. And then he's like, "Oh, you look really good," and telling me he's like 56 and all this, and I'm just like, "I am not interested." I was like, "Yeah," I go, "You're all right," and I walked the hell away. Well, that was the kind of day I had. And the thing is, his mom, she wants all this attention and she doesn't. She could, I mean, yeah, you go change her, whatever, look at her, look and take care of her. She's basic care. She's not even a two-person to transfer. And they had all these other people that just required a lot more help. And then, of course, she rings. And then she rings more. The ones that need the less or want water are the ones that ring the most. I really don't understand. But I have this space sketch because I have these space paintings and I feel that I don't do these things justice enough. And I think it was because I legitly did not sketch out where the trails of space go. So this is where today I am going to try to make that mistake and fix it. But yeah, I kind of look like crap on my other videos because I had poison in my jaw, and my insurance company, they don't like doing these kind of operations because it costs them money. This is the thing. But I had this doctor from India, and he billed that damn insurance company. And my skin color came back nice. A lot of things came back a lot better and made me look way more healthier. When I first started over here, funny story was I pretty much thought I was dying. And my kids are busy and they got jobs and this and that. I get it. So I sat there and said, you know what, if I do die, at least people got videos to look at after the funeral and this and that. What do you have left? So, and then I started getting better. And then I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do now? So I tried to find little things to do that was interesting, because, a book only goes so far. Because in reality, it's kind of like a song. You write it once and it's done. And then you gotta hope that it gets really popular for a long time, and then that's it. So I was trying to find something else that, I was playing around with ideas because I wasn't doing an epilogue of my death anymore because this doctor performed a $50,000 operation on my gums, got all of the damn poison out. My heart stopped. My heart was getting I was getting chest pains because of it. It was bad. And he made all that stuff disappear. So then I was like, well, what do I do now? So a lot of the earlier streams was when I was really, really sick. And my hair at that time was it wasn't great because sometimes it would come out dry because I didn't have a lot of nutrients in my body and I was just battling a lot of infections, so I cut my hair. It's growing back because they have me on fish oil and all these different kinds of stuff. Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys, too. I appreciate it. It is a love holiday. I feel that I wish everybody felt love for humanity on Valentine's Day instead of worrying about their boyfriends and girlfriends. This is what people do. And it's fine to, like be with your boyfriend and girlfriend, but some people just get so crazy on Valentine's Day. They forgot about all their little humanity. They really do. They irritate me with this. I mean, it's good to have someone you love. It really is. And I get it. I've been young and in love before. And then I had kids, and it went from there. And then life kind of changes again on you. This is where I'm at. My kids are adults. They got jobs. The one has a kid, and the other one he had a miscarriage. Well, he didn't have a miscarriage, but his wife had a miscarriage. So, but this is where I'm at with the universe and people, and I guess my kids. They're glad that I have something to do because truly I do get bored. I'm not out to be a superstar. I'm really not. I don't know what I would do being a superstar. I don't think I would be a cool superstar. I make my own shirts. I made this shirt today. I make my own clothes. I did that. Oh, you're sorry to hear that. I don't know what I would do, honestly. I mean, who wants all that attention? I mean, how can you paint with millions of people staring at you? I don't know how those singers do it. Because the husband, he'd be listening to Wiz Khalifa and Machine Gun Kelly and all those people. And the thing is, they have all those huge audience. When me and my brother went to incarceration, seen Black Veil Brides. I don't know how though that singer and that band goes in front of all of those people. I really don't. It's a lot. I guess you would have to. I don't know. I've always like had solitude, probably because I liked libraries so much when I was younger. And I'm trying to get these little trails in space a lot better than I have been getting them. Because whatever I've been doing, it has been sucking it up with these trails. And everybody says they like the paintings. And I tell them, just don't be saying this because you're my friends. And they said, no, they're good. But I feel that these little trails through space, when I start these paintings, could be a lot better. But I guess that is because I'm a perfectionist. And I truly am. And I have such a logical mind. Things like being in front of millions of people just, it's like, wow. I could never be president. I don't know how the presidents do it. It's a lot. I just like to have my little solitude jobs that I make decent amount of money and I get left alone. And then I just threaten my boss every once in a while and tell them that I'm leaving or doing this, and then they offer me a little bit more money, and then we move about our day. This is just how my life seems to go. But I do enjoy being here, and I feel like this is a telephone conversation. This is why I like live streaming, because I feel like you're just talking to different people, and you're doing stuff you like to, or what you would be doing. I would be sketching anyways if I wasn't talking to you guys. I would be sitting out here probably having Chong bother me about some business about the special dog food I make him. I boil his dog food, and I swear to God, he's been going nuts over this dog food. You take your dog food, you could put probably chicken broth or whatever when you add to it, and if they don't like it and it's cheaper and you just can't get to the store or whatever, or you're running low on food, you take a pot that you don't care about. And this is what I do in my days. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. But anyways, you take a pot, and when you take this pot, you you take your dog food, and then all the little dog treats like the beef jerkies that they have in the dog box that got all chewed up and dried up, and it's just not good no more, and you can't use them as treats. I put them in with the dog food. You can put chicken broth, beef broth, or the bada bing beef, the bada bing bada beef dog seasoning, and I just boil it. And I swear it's been stretching out my dog food, and my dog loves it. And then I take the salmon oil and the omega-3. It's the same thing as salmon oil, but omega-3 has a bunch of more vitamins, and I get that, and I put that in there. I just make a whole oil concoction, and then they have hemp oil for dogs. For him, I get regular hemp oil from Amazon because it's supposed to help with their immune system. These are what studies are calling for. So I give it to my animals and my older animals, which, and my older cat. He's like a kitten running around here, causing mayhem. But it's supposed to like help them feel better, be good for their hips, and hemp oil is supposed to promote healing. These are what the experts are talking about. Then I got this other oil I ordered for me that's supposed to help with immune system too. So I do play around with oils. I used to make my own medicine for a while too because I just don't trust the stuff the government gives you. I really don't. I don't. I think that a lot of times they do a lot of shady things. I could sit all day listening to you talk about stuff. Oh, well, thank you. I have interesting things I think about. As people, what does this say? What's it called? Oh, oh God, it's like see something. When it comes in tomorrow, I'll show you guys the bottle. It was on clearance on Amazon. And we'll see. I take fish oil. I've been taking fish oil for 20 years. It's supposed to be good for your skin, and it's supposed to help you like be healthier and look younger and a lot of stuff. I've been taking since my 20s. So I've been on fish oil for like 30 years. And I use hemp oil for my skin. Like when I get out of the bathtub, you could put it on your feet, you could put it on your skin. You could put a lot, you could just utilize hemp oil. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit. And it is very good. I have seen that it actually reconstructs your skin and it can get rid of scars. So and it's not, sometimes it goes cheap. Like you can get extra strength hemp oil and all this stuff. Don't go wasting your money trying to get high just using it for beauty products. I mean, it's really a waste of money. But if you just use it, and sometimes I put vitamin E oil with it and mix it around. So that's pretty much what I do. This is my daily activities. I think about all these things. And that's where I'm at. And that's why most people just look at me with my deep thoughts and they're like, oh, because I don't trust these doctors. These doctors want to put you on a lot of pills for no reason. And at the end of the day, like everybody was asking for Oxycontins all day. They want 2 Oxycontins. For what? I mean, they weren't even in that much pain. I get that they're rehabbing and whatever, because they have injuries and stuff like that, but they're on some strong ass shit. They really, really are. And I don't understand why an 80-year-old woman needs Oxycontin. Once it came out in it was like the 90s, I want to say, when it first came out. And when the doctor came out, and when they came out with it, they said it was highly, highly bad for you and addictive. And somehow, even though they got sued a couple times, it's still going on. And they wonder why these older people are crazy sometimes. I guess if you're putting people on Oxycontin, I guess it would be. And they would miss the feeling of being high doing that. I mean, I don't understand the medical community. They really get people on these huge, big drugs and they say, ooh, we can give you this, we can give you that. And then it leads, I was in traffic court and I was trying to pay my taxes because I didn't pay my taxes for 5 years for the city. And of course, they act like I murdered somebody. So I had to go up in there with like $5,000 and I went ahead, paid my taxes, and I was in the wrong court. And I'm sitting there and this lady's talking. I got these using my white pastel to get this planet perfect. Because these space things been bothering me because I can't get it right. But yeah, I'm just sometimes these doctors drive me nuts. So I do my own research. And they used to call me when the kids were little, they called me the ghetto hospital. Because I would give them stuff and they'd be like, we'll never get this at the hospital. And I'm like, because I like to do that. What are. Okay. No, I'm from Ohio. The place where MGK grew up at and did his thing. I guess I'm better off than MGK because he was homeless running around Cleveland. And I guess it was said that he would, on Facebook, he would contact people and he would stay at their house and this and that. I don't know that kind of life is. I don't know. It just seems very sad. I mean, I'm hoping if I get popular enough, maybe I can get 10 nursing homes, have 100 dogs to every nursing home, and that would give me. If I had 100 of them, that would give me 10,000 dogs, and I can like build a building for them to be for the residents, an emotional support animal, and have them where their job is they just go in the nursing home. I'm thinking about that. I think that this would be good, and then I can help the old people along with the people that aren't old. I've spent most of my time with the old people, though, if you can't tell. I don't get out much sometimes. I really don't. So, I've got out a little bit, but sometimes I go out and peek my head out, and sometimes it's just like, no, thank you. Sometimes the world is crazy. Now I'm going to use this blue thing for the trails. I'm going to start getting this trail like this. And I'm trying not to go real straight with this because I kind of want this trail to kind of have some contour. But yeah, I was thinking of some things that money-wise would be good if I had money where I could invest it and then get these help centers. I do like people. I really truly do, but sometimes I think they make bad choices. I mean, there's nothing I could do about this whole Oxycontin business. I mean, the drug business is just big and it's way beyond me. And these drug companies are very I don't know. They make billions and they control the world pretty much. And you just got to make the choice that you're going to go holistic or whatever way you want to go. But if you start taking fish oil in your 20s and just keep it going, you have reduced wrinkles, but you can't do hard drugs on top of that, is the thing. I never really liked the whole drug scene because I deal with medical. And they got more damn drugs than anybody I know on the damn planet. And I don't even like half of their drugs, so I just couldn't see me doing drugs like that. Marijuana, hell yeah. I don't need it every day. I don't smoke it at work. I would never do that. Yeah, I don't know why either. I really don't. But I'm thinking this investment opportunity would be good for the world. Because if I bought enough nursing homes, I could be a good nursing home owner. Because some nursing homes say you can't have dogs, can't have this, and I could put in corporate policy that Chong the dog owns it. And I know where the suburb I live in, I could get volunteers. I've already had people say they'd be volunteers for my dogs. And I can have these guys just going in, and I think the old people would really like them. And I mean, I think could give back to the community in this way and then get some volunteers, and that would create jobs. Because if you think about it, you don't have to be state certified, you don't have to have special classes or nothing. And I would need people for 100 dogs to be taking these dogs outside to feed these dogs, because if I owned all these nursing homes at one time, it would be a lot to deal with. So that's my thoughts on that. And I think it would help because nursing homes is big business. And if you have somebody that owns one of these things, one of these nursing homes that actually gives a crap and is a medical person, they can really make it prosper. Like my one friend, I call her the sheriff, my one nurse friend, because I tell them all I don't want to be a nurse. I am really good with that. I don't want to be nowhere near them damn pills, because nurses, they get addicted to these pills. We had a couple nurses at work that they ended up, I guess, saying they gave out some of these high narcotics and they ended up taking them. And they get addicted to these painkillers and stuff. They really do. And I don't like being in that scene. I make enough money. I make a good, actually, thank God, thank you, COVID. I make more money than I did ever. Because of COVID, our pay went up really high. The government, the main thing that they funnel everything for is medical. But I don't know, my mother-in-law keeps, the one I watch over and stuff, she keeps talking about how Trump's going after Medicare and this and that. I think he could do some Medicare cuts, but there's not a lot he could do some, but they can't sit there and have 100-year-old woman on the street. So, a nursing home in my town of the cat. Well, see, yeah, they do. See, cats could be in my nursing home, a dog, and it could be just a space, and I can have extra little jobs. I can have my social media going for it, because I would hire all my corporate people. But I'm thinking that would be some happy thoughts for that. And I could be a good business owner creating lots of jobs for people that are fun jobs that give humanity nice humanity jobs. I mean, who wouldn't want to make $15 an hour walking dogs for Chong the dog at a nursing home? I would have a separate building made for them. I would go that deep. Because what do I have left to do? I mean, I've clinically died twice. I almost went septic and died that way. I mean, I'm like a cat. How many lives do I got left? I mean, and who knows? I got this so far. Now I'm going to try to add these little stars and stuff in here. But, one just wonders sometimes. I have all these horrific things happen. Maybe it's because I have such an analytical mind, and maybe God wants something to be done at some point. And it takes money to do it. I mean, I swear this is the sole reason that Trump is our president. And I will say that because the man is so good at money. And this is absolutely true. I'm taking my white pastel here. And it takes somebody, usually logical thinkers, to make the world go round. And the thing is, the logical thinkers are a lot of times corrupt. They really are. Like the pharmaceutical industry. Everybody worries about the mob and they worry about this person's doing that or this. Look to the pharmaceuticals. They get away with, they make billions upon billions upon billions, and they get a lot of, they have a lot of social status, they got a lot of political status. They run this country. Honestly, I suffer from anxiety, so this is why I do this. Because they do want me to take pills, but I don't want to take the damn pills. Because I just feel that I don't need them, and maybe I could do other things. And I think enough people, if they thought that way, we'd have less drug issues in the world. I mean, it might not be as simple as that, but if we all had, I feel that if the world, if it was to be real simplistic and happy, like if everybody wasn't worrying about what their next meal was coming from and struggling, and people were just doing little artworks or something and doing what they needed to, what the universe wanted them to do all along, how many pills would we really need? When there's statistics going around that hemp oil and weed, Willie Nelson said there was reports that Willie Nelson was saying that if you consume enough weed and the hemp oil and stuff like that, it helps with cancer. And there was I was watching something on Netflix, and there was a lady in the UK that was studying weed, and she was smoking weed and had cancer, and they said she was going to die, and this woman did not die. Not at all. And it actually helped her to get through the cancer and put in remission and everything, and she didn't have to take all these toxic treatments. Because, I mean, probably it's the autistic in me, but I see all this toxic stuff all the time around that they create. And I think to myself, is this what the earth really meant for us to have? And we tinker with things. We do. I get it. Like anthrax. That was smallpox, and then they tinkered with it and they split it up. And you could do this. You can absolutely do this. And after they tinkered with it a little bit and they split it up, I forgot the other disease. They could put different disease and use it for biological weapons. And this can be a thing. Then they can do it. They cloned a damn lamb. They cloned Dolly. And they claim that all that research went away. And they stopped. Yeah. But I got this so far, but I really gotta get these space trails better. This is what I got so far. I was hoping with my lamp on this little site you could see better. I'm trying to get these space trails. I want to get them to where it's almost like the picture. So, and get them more luminous. So maybe if I have a white marker, I think I actually do. There we go. God bless the white marker. But yeah, I always have these crazy deep thoughts all the time. I really do. Sometimes my friends tell me I think too deep. But do I really? I think we could be copacetic with each other. And I feel a utopia society would just be better, honestly. And that's just my opinion. It's my humble opinion that if we lived in a utopia society, it would be better. But some people don't want to be in a utopia society. And they cause all this conflict. Animals end up getting tortured. They tinker with things. I'm taking my marker and dipping it in here. Because I don't know what's going on with these markers, but you know what? It's a paint marker, anyways. These are the ones with acrylic paint on them any damn way. So it really doesn't matter. But, I mean, these are my many thoughts. Now, if I did do all this stuff, I have a feeling somehow somebody would come and ruin it. Because people, that's how they are. Something good goes around, everybody's happy, people aren't starving in the streets and all that, and then somebody comes and ruins it. So, this is, I guess, what goes on in the world. Alright, well, I'm going back to the paintbrush now. But yeah, put in your tarot card reading, and I will, your question, and I will answer it while I'm making my happy universe over here. Trying to do a white ring around my planet because this is, I have to start putting white in here because I want these white trails. I think the white trails are make it better. There we go. And when they're all kind of, they got white around them, so we're gonna do that. But I'm waiting for your tarot card question, my friends. But I do have conflicted thoughts. And I don't know if what I want will ever happen in the world, but I sure will try. I really, really will. Because this is what I would like to do, or just spread enough to where maybe other people get happy and it starts maybe a nice movement. I would like to try to start a nice movement. Not these crazy movements they got going on. I was looking at a reel on Facebook, and this guy got his dog's teeth done with diamonds. I was like, oh, okay. It was very interesting. All right, now I'm gonna take these little white trails with the white paint and start putting it through. Oh, thank you for liking my artwork. It helps me calm down. It really does. I don't know. I would have to probably be on some of those crazy drugs if I didn't have artwork. It does help me a lot in my daily endeavors here. Alright, do a white trail there. We're going to start here. Alright. I'm going to go this way and that way. I'm going to start just doing little white trails everywhere. I'm going to get some of these. Right in here, I want to start lightening up all this area. I want to get this going where it's nice and light. Because even though we got the blue, these areas, it's some kind of energy surge going on. Probably like there's so much energy that goes in space. So much. It really is. There's so many natural reactions that go on in space. It's crazy. And this is true stuff. I don't know. It would be such a chaotic environment. I would love to be in space, but who knows how long we'd live? I mean, it's a very chaotic area. If you get the wrong chemicals surrounding you, it's just not a happy event, I guess. Alright. I'm going to do this more abstract and maybe do this like real light and have the dark ones and use black for the background for some of these. That's probably what I'm going to do. This little thing here is supposed to make dots, and you're supposed to put. I don't know. My friend told me that her grandma, I guess, she used these, and you're supposed to like put. You can make little tiny dots with this. So I guess that's where my light's going. Little black dots. Okay. And we'll do this space image a little bit different. Like it's going, like a darker area is going a lighter area. I don't know what this tool is called. It was donated to my stream by my friend. And I do appreciate her. She says this is what you do if you want to get specific stars and stuff done. So here I am. Alright. And then I have another star right here. Okay, it's right there. Okay. Okay, that just went to the paper. Okay. Well, guess I pressed too hard for that star. Okay, I got these two and those two, and that's surrounded by that. They're little clusters. And you gotta have like these different stars in different spots. So, okay, now I'm gonna put this here. Gotta get these little tiny things too. And there's specific stars for different solar systems. If you don't get the stars put in the right place, it's not the same solar system. So that's usually the way that goes. I'm just going to do abstract with this. So I got to get some stars in here. Alright, I'm trying to get the stars in. order here. All right, got that. All right, and then this one is one here. And then there's one right here. And then I got that one over there. I mean, there's not a whole lot of stars. You can't, not every solar system has a million stars. They really don't. They say a lot of them are just solar flares and things like that, so I guess it is what it is at that point. Alright, I'm going to see if I can use this just to kind of... Alright, now I'm going to have to use the brush. Alright. Alright, well, I'm going to put this here because I got my little stars that I wanted. Because I got to wash that. I wash all my stuff. I'm insane about washing everything. I really am. I'm always washing something. Alright, I'm going to put just a little bit of black with this and then start defining the solar system. Alright, jeez. Alright, I'm trying to move this. And it has to be way over here. There we go. Alright, now... this way... that way, that way. I'm just trying, I'm doing a combo of colors here. Just take that and just a little tiny bit of black. Don't even put a lot, just a little. And that's it. Okay, now you want to start getting where these clouds are at. Because you want the solar system to look good. Alright. This goes like that, and then this goes that way. You want to kind of bring it like that, or it kind of connects a little bit. There we go. So you have these little dust trails in the universe. You know, and obviously they're gases and this and that, but each one has different kinds of dust trails. So you want to make sure your dust trails kind of get in there good. Alright. And that comes up this way. Comes down this way a little bit. Up and this way. There we go. You gotta get these million little dust trails. That's what's so hard about space. There's a dust trail for everything. If you think about it. Now this one curves around. It looks like this is like a hydrogen reaction or something. Like there's different, this definitely is something like a chemical reaction with hydrogen and a bunch of stuff up in here in space with this painting. You can tell. These dust trails are something. Alright, now you gotta get the middle. Because these dust trails are... I mean, they change dust trails through space. I used to love going to NASA when I was younger. Loved it. You can't go to NASA no more, folks. You know why? They say because the terrorists and this and that. You used to be able to just go to NASA whenever you want and walk in there and that's it. These days, they will not let you walk in NASA. It's crazy. I don't understand why. But I guess it is. It's life now. They say that bad things can happen because of that. It was almost better when it was simpler times. It truly was. Now that all these times have gotten more and more complicated, it's just not happy no more. Everything's a big chaotic mess all the time. I just never seen anything like this. And I feel bad for everybody that gets stuck in between. Alright. There we go. I'm getting all these dust trails. When you get enough black and it's coming off too dark, you can just keep with your white. So, alright, now this here. I'm gonna do this again here. But yeah, I used to love growing up. Because as a kid, I grew up a lot through the 80s. The 80s, I think, were like the best. And I feel bad because it used to be fun. You didn't have to close your door. No one really bothered you. If there was a lot of, everyone says there was crime, we just didn't hear enough about it, but it wasn't abundant like it was now. There's always going to be crime. Always. It just is what it is, but it's not to the extreme like it is now. I can't remember it being this bad when I was younger. I mean, it seems like it's just progressively getting worse. And it's very sad. It makes me sad that these kind of things have to happen in the world. I mean, I was happy with Pretty in Pink and watching Pretty in Pink and thinking Ducky was attractive and stuff like that. And then came a bunch of ugly. And I don't understand what happened. I really don't. The world got tainted in a real bad way. People got corrupt by a lot of stuff. You know, these gas clouds. Yeah, I'm doing a little better. I'm gonna, right in these dark areas, I'm gonna go like this. And just go the opposite way this way. Try to get some contrast with some of these dust trails that are too dark. Just kind of keep playing around with this stuff. I mean, I wish I get exactly like the picture, but I think with painting, you never really do. You really don't. But yeah, I like the B movies, all those cheesy movies. Those were always the most fun. And then the world just got changed and got more sinister for a little bit, and then it takes another movement to where now everybody wants the world to be happy again. But the thing is we can't choose the energy that kind of surrounds us. It's kind of what people are putting out. And that's the thing. When I was younger, people were, yeah, they wanted sex and things like that, but it was more about the fun. We didn't have all these designer drugs out. Yeah, there was coke. I mean, that's how John Belushi died. Anybody that doesn't live in a cave knows about that. So, But besides Coke and little things like that, I mean, I don't know. I just feel sad for, and I grieve for what the world once was. And I hope it comes back. I really do. I mean, will it? I don't know. I guess we got to find out. Because I feel it would be a better experience if it did. Alright. Got that. Alright. Now, I'm gonna make some stars here. There we go. I'm just gonna move this here. I don't know. This is not the prettiest solar system that I have seen in these space stations. I feel there's better solar systems, but who am I to judge about their solar systems? I guess if they're breathing on a planet, if anybody's living in this solar system, I mean, who knows? They're under the attack of Mars. Let's put it that way. All right. I got the tendrils. I got that. And I think I'm good. I don't really. I wish there was a way to get this more glossy. Maybe I can see what my donated paint looks like. My friend got me a bunch of like fancy stuff too. So she's always trying to contribute to my artwork with her fancy canvases, though. But yeah, I'm doing you didn't get your question in, so you must have left, and that's okay. You know, it is what it is. Alright. Maybe I'm gonna take one of these blue markers. Blue marker. Alright, I got my blue paint marker here with the pastels. Not pastel, but my acrylic paints. So I really kind of want to show where there's something besides black and white in this scene. Because there truly is blue. It's there. It just needs to come out. But yeah, I do miss the times. I used to love to ride my bike and hang out with my friends, and Atari was just starting to come out. My dad used to play Atari all the time. And we were lucky because we had an Atari VCR and all this stuff in our house. But honestly, when all this technology was started, if your parents went out and bought that kind of stuff, your ass didn't go near it. That's just how that went. If my dad was being nice, he'd let you play the Atari. I used to play Pac-Man, and I enjoyed Pac-Man. And then I remember from H.P. Lovecraft, one of my favorite authors, The Reanimator, that came out. It was so spooky. I was like 5 years old. And when I was 5 years old, I seen this story, one of his short stories, and I was terrified. This guy was holding his head, and they brought him back from the dead, and I was horrified at the time, I'm not gonna lie, but it kind of cultivated and really fascinated me all the same. So I started reading some of his books when I was younger, and I really enjoyed him. Thought he was a good read. H.P. Lovecraft is probably some of my favorite things. I really like, I just like him a lot. I vibe with H.P. Lovecraft. They say he was a saint and worshiper and this and that. He really wasn't. He was just a horror writer. Not every horror writer literally does everything they write about. Some horror writers are devout Christians. I mean, it is what it is. People just take things to the extreme. He even has a documentary how about like Satanistic stuff, and he really was not a Satan worshiper. He literally just liked to write horror. Because the thing with being a writer is you see the everyday horrors that people do. And the thing is, you can create characters to kind of express that emotion, like Freddy Krueger. These monsters they create, they're they just echo other people's emotions and what they how they see things. These writers. That doesn't mean they could be a Christian. Could be anything, but they could be a very positive person and write horror. And H.P. Lovecraft, he was a pioneer in his time. It was early 19th century. At the turn of the 19th century, he was there. And he just didn't want to write the stuff that everybody else wrote. Because writers are going to write what they like to write. It's just the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with writing what you like to write. Because it defines who you are when you write like this. Or when you write like anything, you know? Whatever you do, it defines who you are and what you have passion for. So he just, you have at that time, you got all these different like mystery things going on, and sci-fi just started getting big. He wanted to be a horror writer. He got shunned because it was early 19th century. Because early 19th century people were very close-minded when it came to that kind of stuff. You went to church, shut up, put on your Sunday's best, moved about your business. So, and people would be, I guess, more willing to accept something like that. But for some reason, they all just, I mean, I liked the Emperor's. It was a really kind of, it was a terrible story, but there was a story that went on where they would say to get eternal youth, you would eat little kids. And it's some kind of it's been an ancient practice that's been around for thousands of years. Like they'll take like I don't know, a 9 or 10 year old kid or whatever, and they eat the little kid. And then in some cultures, and it's the emperor's meal because you had to be really rich and things like that to have this kind of meal, obviously. And the little boy, he was when he was captured, he was like the prince, one of the crown princes of like China or something like that. I think it was China or Japan, one of the two. But it's a fictional story. And, anyways, there was a rebellion and things got overthrown and this and that. And this lady took the prince and his parents, got their heads chopped off and all this stuff. And they end up going on the boat. They had to hide their identity for a minute. And it goes to this whole story, and eventually, it came the time where they needed money. And he had to perform sexual acts for money. I mean, it's a very adult story. But at the end of the book, well, it's a 100-page short story. I mean, that's short for a novelist, their stories. But anyways, when they get to this point and they get older, he ended up falling in love with the lady, and she was like maybe like 20 years older than him. So he ended up getting back, and then the rebellion was over. He got his throne somehow and got his money. And he had a meal prepared for him and this girl that kind of helped him and saved him. And they ended up buying for $10,000 this little boy. And anyways, they didn't say anything, but she's absolutely was he picked him. They treated him good and, got him whatever they wanted, and the mom, no questions asked, had to say goodbye to her child. And it's a fictional horror story, so, you know, this actually did not happen. But anyways, in his story, they ended up eating the little boy together, and I guess when they prepared the meal he had to be alive or something like that, but they cooked him alive and all this, and then they ended up consuming him, and it was supposed to give them eternal youth, because then when he got his wealth and stuff like that, they ended up together at the end of the book. But it just goes to show you, all through time there has been gruesome things, and at this time period, we're in a time where it's more Victorian, and your parents would tell you to go to church and stay out of trouble. And that's how it was. And you got this guy coming out, and his family just thought he was possessed by the devil or something. Because he took out in his art with all of his different stuff. This is what he did. He took out different, he took out the horror and things, but there's always some bad to good. And the thing is, if you write about life and life circumstances, there's always something dark to it. There's dark aspects to all of our lives. And people don't realize that about horror writers. We're very dark species, but at the same time, we're very light. I mean, it's just the way we're wired. It really is. I mean, I would like a perfect utopia, but I don't honestly think that's going to be happening anytime soon. A perfect utopia. Maybe that's what heaven is, a perfect utopia. That's what I think. I like to think of heaven as a perfect utopia where you get to see everybody that you missed that died, any dog or cat that you had that you wondered how they were doing is there. Whatever you wanted to eat and didn't think you'd see again, it's there. Just, a realm where things just appear to you. I like to think that's heaven. but that's just me. So I don't know. But that's just how I like to be. Alright, I'm just doing side to side motions here. I gotta add blue out here. It just can't be this color. This needs 911 help. So the blue acrylic marker with the paint is coming to the rescue. Thank you, Mr. Marker. I'm so happy for you. You're making it look less shitty. Okay. Yes, I do always. I don't think everything of my things are good because a lot of times I don't think my paintings are good. I think there's a lot of room for improvement in all of my paintings. And that's true facts. Because I feel we're always improving. And there's nothing wrong with constantly kind of improving over time. Because it shows contrast in your life of different levels of what you did and what you didn't do in life. And that's okay. When I look upon this time in my life, I'll say I was studying sketch art with painting, and hopefully I nail it because there was a Supreme Court justice that used to be alive a long time ago. He was about almost 100 when I was 16, so I'm pretty sure he's dead. But he used to always say that if you did crossword puzzles or did something for your mind every day, you would not have Alzheimer's. And this man was a Supreme Court justice acting and doing his job around close to 100. And every single day did a crossword puzzle and went to his job. And that's pretty damn good, I think. I think that's a very good accomplishment in our lives. And sometimes it's good to be this way. It's good to think outside the curve. It really, really does. If you think outside the curve and you're always planning ahead, I want to say you never really have problems like major problems because you're always planning ahead. I'm always planning ahead. I plan my meals ahead for work. This is how deep it goes to me. Alright, I'm getting blue in this way. Now I'm just going sideways. Because I want to show the dust trails. But I want this kind of to look nice also. Alright, and then especially around some of these things here. Okay, I don't know what Chong is doing to my stuff over that way. I love animals, but sometimes. I mean, I love them. I would never do anything to hurt an animal, and I would prefer not to eat them. I eat very little meat, but sometimes they could be a pain in the rear all the same. Alright, I'm going to bring this down, but I'm going side by side and bringing this down to show just like different spots in space. Because it could be different colors, all these areas. Here we go. Sometimes you don't want it all the way colored in. Sometimes it's nice to Just show consistency in different areas here. And sometimes you really want to pronounce it like around stars. Because this is how your stars get character. There we go. And that. You just want to do little squiggly lines in little different areas. Just to show development and where you follow through in some lines and the others. And I want it to go this way because I want it showing that all of this is kind of moving one way. So I leave little open lines here. Just to give it consistency. Painting is all about consistency, my friends. It really is. That is what you want to focus on is consistency. Alright. Alright. See if I have another blue marker. I really kind of want to get a nice blue background in here. Okay, well this is blue. Okay. I got another blue marker. And it's acrylic, of course. It's a darker blue, and that is absolutely a-okay. Sometimes you want the blues to kind of... You can introduce other blues, especially in a space painting. Space paintings are like this sometimes. Okay. Getting that in here. And sometimes when the markers are starting to go, it's the perfect shading ones. Because they're not coming off really dark, but sometimes the lighter ones, you can use them till they die this way. And it breathes life in your painting. Like this one eventually is going to die, but until it dies, I'm just going to do little things like this to it and get all my use and shade with my acrylic paint markers. That way. And you could shade with these suckers. Because why waste your money? That's where I'm at in the world. Why waste my damn money? I do a lot for my money. I gotta be aggravated by family members and insane residents. So I'm getting every use of my money. I don't know what other job I could perform in the world. I don't see me at a store. I'd probably... Somehow I would have poor customer service in this line of work and there'd be problems. Alright. This is what I got. Alright. Oh, I got that. So you got the acrylic markers and you got your tendrils. And all these clouds, when they come together in a solar, it's not even a solar, like when it comes with their chemical reactions or and whatnot in space, they have tendrils. So if you take the marker around the tendrils, you can show a cosmic event. Cosmic events pique my interest. I don't know why, but they just do. So I guess that's our happy Valentine's Day painting. And thank you for listening to the stream. Thank you for the support. I do appreciate it. I'm glad you guys like the artwork that helps me calm down. And maybe it'll inspire some new artists or just somebody that has bad anxiety like me. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm hoping it does. And I hope all you guys are having a great Valentine's Day and being caring to each other and being nice, especially on a day of love. And you guys have a great day, and I will probably do a late night stream after 12 hours that God knows what tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do to me tomorrow, what unit I'll be working on, or anything. Who knows? If I complain enough, maybe it won't be the worst thing on earth. I don't know. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and it'll be a later stream because I get off at 7. So probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then I'll come and do something else. Probably not space, but something else. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for the subscriptions. And I will see you tomorrow.